At school, we enjoy very much when we hear that the teacher is absent and we are getting a substitution period. We are of course more happy, we are happier than when we get the substitution of a games period, of course. But anyway, any substitution does it good for us. The same is the case for the substitution method in linear equations as well. Chapter 3 of class 10 NCERT Mathematics. Now, when I talk about linear equations, I have many methods of solving them: substitution, elimination, cross multiplication, determinant method, which you will of course learn in class 12, etc. Today we'll be talking about the most basic method, which is called the substitution method. Oh, a very good morning to all of you first of all, and let's get started with the concept now. Alright. Now when I talk about substitution method, it is very similar to the example I just gave you of a substitution class in school. Okay. What we will do is we have equation in two variables which has a general form. We know the general form of a linear equation in two variables is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where the x and y represent your variable, c is the constant, a and b are coefficients. Okay. Now what I have to do in this method simply is that I have to substitute x in terms of y or y in terms of x. That means I have to either express x completely in terms of y, or I have to express y in completely in terms of x. That's my choice, whatever I can do. Okay. And then what, of course I will get only one variable equation with one variable which I can easily solve. That's what I have to do here. So just like your substitution period of school. Okay. Substitute the values just like your substitution period, where one teacher takes the period of another teacher who maybe is absent or has gone for some work. The same thing is here as well. One variable will take the place of another one and then I can solve it. Okay. So let's take out the steps of the NCERT. Step 1. Find the value of one variable, say y in terms of the other variable x, from either equation, whichever is convenient. Okay, y in terms of x or x in terms of y. Okay. So let's take up the steps with the help of a question, and then let's take up the other steps as well. So I have this question. This is your exercise 3.3 of the NCERT. I have taken up this exercise 3.3. Question number 1. I have two equations, x plus y is 14, x minus y is 4. So I have to write y in terms of x or x in terms of y. So I prefer generally to write x in terms of y. Okay. Sorry, y in terms of x. And I would be doing it for any of the equation which I want to do. So I can actually see that x minus y is equal to 4 is much simpler. So let me just write this as, I transpose y to the other side and 4 to this side. So I'll get this equation as x minus 4 is equal to y. That's what I get. That's the value of y, x minus 4. So I have written y in terms of x minus 4. That was my step 1. Step 2. Substitute this value of y in the other equation and reduce it to an equation in one variables. Okay. So substitute this value of y. I have the value of y given to me here. I will put this value of y in the other equation. So let me just do this. That means x plus y, which is x minus 4, is equal to 14. That's what I have done. What I have got now, I have reduced this equation to equation in one variable only. Both the equation is only in x. And then I come to step 3. Substitute the value and then solve this equation. In case of a true statement, that means if a statement is true, that means if I can write 10 is equal to 10, this is a true statement. And if I write 9 is equal to 10, this is a false statement. If I get a true statement after the substitution, you can see that the equation has infinitely many solutions. Or if the statement is false, that means the pair of equations is inconsistent. That means it has no solutions. Okay, this I have explained in detail in my video of elimination method, so you can go through that to understand the detailing of this line. Okay, so that's what I have to do now. I have put this. Let me solve for x. I can easily do it now. 2x plus my 2x minus 4 is 14. So 2x becomes your 18. So what is x? Becoming your 9. 18 by 2. I have got this value. Now I have to do another substitution. Now see, be happier. You have got two substitution periods today. Okay, in the substitution method also you have to do two substitutions. First you have done y for x. Now you will do x for y. I have got this value of x as 9. So I can put this value of x is equal to 9 in the other equation, or even in this equation, whichever one is convenient to me. And I can write. Let me do it in the same equation. X plus y is equal to 14. Now x value I know is 9. 9 plus y is equal to 14. So y is equal to 14 minus 9. Y is equal to 14 minus 9 is 5. Okay. Simply I can get the value as y is equal to 5. Gives me my solutions. So my final answer is x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 5. Gives me my solutions. Okay, so a quick recap of the steps. First, you have to write y in terms of x or x in terms of y for one equation. Substitute this value of x and y in the other equation so that you get an equation in one variable just like this. Okay, and then solve it for that variable, you will get one value. If you do it for x, you will get x. If you do it for y, you will get y. Once you have got this value, you substitute this value once again in the other equation. Okay, double substitution, and then you get the value of the second equation and get the answer. Always in linear equation, verify your answer by putting the values. X is equal to 9, so I can write here 9, and y is equal to 5, and I know 9 plus 5 is 14, which is equal to 14 here. That means my answers are correct. Okay, so this was your substitution method. Please take a screenshot so that I can move to the next question. Okay, here comes the question number 2. Question number 2 is saying s minus t is 3 and s by 3 plus t by 2 is equal to 6 are my equations. So first of all, let me write s in terms of t. So s minus 3 is equal to t, which means if I transpose t on the other side, s is equal to 3 plus t. Now what I have to do, substitution. Step number 2, I have to put this value of 3 plus t here in case of s, and I'll get an equation in terms of t. I'll solve it. That means this s plus t becomes 3 plus t by 3 plus t by 2 is equal to 6. Okay, that's what I can get. I can take the LCM of 3 and 2. I know that's 6. Okay, so this will become 2 into 3 plus t. This is simple LCM method because 3 into 2 is 6 plus 2 into 3 is 6. So 3t is equal to 6. Now, before further simplifying, I can take this 6 to this side. If it's getting divided here, it will get multiplied there. Okay, so this will become 36, and here 2 into 3 is 6 plus 2 into t, 2t plus 3t is equal to 36. 2t plus t3 is 5t, so 6 plus 5t is equal to 36. 5t becomes 36 minus 6. I transpose the 6 there, which is 30. So what is t? 30 by 5, which is your 6 is the value of t. Fine. Now substitution period 1 is over. Let's come to substitution of second term. So substitution of second term means I have value of t is 6. I can put the value in the simpler equation. This is the simple equation. I can put the value here. So putting the t value here, I can get that s minus 6 is equal to 3. So s will be 6 plus 3, which is equal to 9, gives me my answer. So I can get the final answer as s is equal to 9 and t is equal to 6. Again, you can check the answer. 9 minus 6, and we know 9 minus 6 is equal to 3, satisfies the equation. That means my answer is correct. Okay, so this was by your substitution method. Next I will be taking up question number 4. This is your question. Looks dangerous, but it isn't. It will be solved in very quick time with your substitution methods and basic mathematics. Okay, now the equation says 0.2x plus 0.3y is equal to 1.3 and 0.4x plus 0.5y is equal to 2.3. Now what you will be thinking is 0.2 ko we can write it as 2 by 10, 0.4 as 4 by 10, 0.3 as 3 by 10, 0.5 as 5 by 10, and 1.3 as 13 by 10, and so on and so on. But instead of solving it in such dangerous fractions, the best way we can do this is directly solve it by the decimal. Okay, you will not get any problem with that. Just see how it is done. So 0.2x plus 0.3y is equal to 1.3 is my initial equation. Okay, let me write x in terms of y. So I'll get 0.2x is equal to 1.3 minus 0.3y, because I am writing x in terms of y. It's my choice completely. Okay, you can take any one which is convenient to you. Okay, that's what I can get. So x here will be equal to 1.3 minus 0.3y by 0.2. That's the value I get. Isn't it simple? That's the value I get. Now what I will do is I will put the value of x in any of the equation. Let me put it in the second one. I can put it in any one. Okay, let me put it here. So what I get is 0.4 into x, that is 1.3 minus 0.3y by 0.2 plus 0.5y is equal to 2.3. 0.2 and 0.4 gets cancelled to become 2. Okay, this will become 2. So 2 into 1.3 minus 0.3y is equal to how much? Sorry, plus 0.5y is equal to 2.3. That's what I can get. So this turns out to be your 2.6 plus 0.3y into 2 is 0.6y plus 0.5y is 1.1y. 0.6 plus 0.5 is 0.1y. Okay, is equal to 0.1y is equal to your 2.3. 2.6, sorry. 2.3. Now putting this value, so I had got this equation 2.6 minus 0.1y is equal to 2.3. This was the equation I had got. So 0.1y minus of 0.1y will be 2.3 minus 2.6, which is equal to minus of 0.3. So I'll directly write it as minus of 0.3. So this becomes your minus of 0.3. Minus minus gets cancelled. So y from solving of this, the point and point I remove. So y will become 3 by 1, which is your 3. Okay, as simple as that. So I got the value of y as 3. Now I can put the value of y in any of the equation of my choice. Okay, let me put it in the first equation, suppose. So I get that 0.2x plus 0.3 into 3. 0.3 into 3 equal to 1.3. That was my first equation. So 0.2x plus 0.9 is equal to 1.3. So 0.2x is equal to 1.3 minus 0.9. 1.3 minus 0.9 becomes 0.4. 0.4 and 0.2 becomes how much? Point I cancel. 4 by 2 is 2. So x value I get from this equation as 2. Okay. So what is my final answer? My final answer is y is equal to 3 and x is equal to 2 is my final answer. Okay. Simple calculation of decimal. I could have done it in fraction also, but I just wanted to show you that decimal also can be solved. Okay, just be cautious about the point and you can solve the equations very simply. Fine. Okay, let's come to the next part now. That is your part number 5. The part number 5 is a question of square roots. Square roots actually have a natural tendency to scare us. 2 years ago in my 10th also square roots were scaring me, but now it's quite simple and I can adapt to it very well. Okay, so you can see that I have been given this equation root 2x plus root 3y is equal to 0. Okay, that's what I have got. People think that square root means power of half. Okay, I can solve it by power of half, but that will become almost impossible. That will become very dangerous exponents. So let me solve it in the root itself. You will get the answer very simply, just like you got in the decimal. So you can see root 2x. Okay, I'll not write it again. I have got the equation here only. Root 2x plus root 3y gives me how much? 0. So I can write x in terms of y. So root 2x will be equal to minus of root 3y. 0 minus root 3y. So x will be equal to minus of root 3y by root 2. That's what I get the value of x. So I can now substitute this value of x in any of the equation of my choice and get the value. So let me put it here. So I'll get that x is root 3 into x, which is minus of root 3y by root 2 minus root 8y, okay, becomes your 0. Now root 3 into root 3 becomes 3. So this will become minus 3 because of a minus sign present here. So minus 3y by root 2 minus root 8y is equal to 0 is what I get. Okay, I hope it is clear till here. Now, if I solve this equation now, if I will take the LCM here, it will become root 2 here, and if I solve this minus 3y by root 2 minus root 8y is equal to 0, this will give me the answer that y is equal to 0. That's the simple thing. This will give me the answer that y is equal to 0 on solving the square roots, because root 8 will become 2 root 2, and once I will solve it in terms of 2 root 2, I will get the final value as 0 for y. So y becomes 0 in this case. Isn't it simple? Now I will put this root 8 value and I will get y is equal to 0. Now you can see the value of x. X is minus root 3y by root 2. Okay, x was, I'll change the color, minus root 3y by root 2 was the value of x. That wasn't it? I put the value of y here, I will get that x is equal to minus 3 into 0 by root 2. What is minus 3 into 0 by root 2? 0 by root 2, and 0 by anything is equal to 0. That means x and y are both equal to 0 is my answer to this question. Okay. So the crux of the question was, I would substitute the values in terms of root itself. When I solve this root by opening root 8 as 2 root 2, I will get the value of y as 0 in this equation. Okay. I will get the value of y as 0 in this equation. And once I will get the value of y as 0, I know that x can be written as minus 3 root 3y by root 2. And I would get the value of x as 0 as well. Because this x was directly written in terms of y, so I put the value of y as 0 and found x. I could also substitute this value of y in any of the equation like this or this and solve for x. I would get x as 0 as well. But these are shortcut tricks which would help you to save time in the exam. Okay. Now in the exercise for direct questions of substitution method, there are two more questions, which is your question number 6, part number 6 of the exercise, and part number 3 of the exercise. So 3 and 6 are direct like this only and are very simple. You can try this at home, will be your homework question. In case if you struggle in them, please do comment. I will solve them in another video for you. But I have given you an idea of substitution method here, and in the end I would just like to say that it's the golden rule which you have to follow. Substitute, just like in your school happens. Some teacher substitutes another teacher's period, so you substitute another variable in terms of another one, then resubstitute it. Okay, and you will get the final value. So this was your substitution method, okay, with which you can solve the linear equations with ease. The next method is elimination, for which a video is already uploaded on my channel. You can see it under the playlist linear equations in 2 variables, class 10. Okay, I'll soon be coming up with the next video for this chapter. Stay tuned to my channel and keep liking and subscribing the channel. Okay, in case you want any other topic for physics, chemistry, bio, English, mathematics, general science, you can just comment in the comment section. I would definitely come up with it, I guarantee. Okay, so with this I close the class. Stay safe till then and take care. Thank you.